So here's the deal about the Coles County Dragway. Anybody can bring any kind of car there, like this Ford Escort, for example. With these renovated lanes, maybe they'll help renovate my game. For SIV Global Village, I'm Zach Groves. I'm actually going to go out there, take some shots, catch some passes, and who knows, maybe I'll make the team. Speaking of football, the sport has been glorified in numerous movies for several decades, from Rudy to Remember the Titans. It's nothing but net here at Zach's Sports Zone. Why, you ask? Because we have a special treat for you Hoops fans out there. With several new faces on the court, the question is, will the season bounce one way, or will it bounce another? Barry Bonds, he's only 3 homers shy of breaking the record. He may not be able to do it at home because they won't be back in San Francisco until Monday. But how could I forget a men's hoop squad that already started a new era?
Yeah, I heard an Eastern coach was down there. What's going on with the team?
What's not happening with the team? Preseason All-American honors, national rankings. Coming up on Sports Watch, find out where the Ohio Valley Conference ranked the Panthers and get a small preview of what Coach Bob Spoo says about this year's squad. Your WEIU Sports Watch is coming up next. Several cars rev up their engines as they line up to start. And at the sight of the green light, the racers burn rubber and mud like clay at the Coles County Speedway. Drivers, young and old, look to get the checkered flag first in several categories by engine size as well as age. While there's usually a crowd cheering on the competition every weekend during the summer, several people still don't know about the racetrack.
I think it's the competition, since there is 3 different kinds of racing in the same town. It makes it tough, and when they're so close.
This speedway has been a part of Coles County for 50 years. And Harris says these kind of races can be a launch pad for NASCAR racers.
Actually, Jeff Gordon was in a go-kart, which we used to race out here, and raced in these after that. So this is a way to start, a cheap way to start.
For some families, racing is life. Carol Duff has 3 grandsons competing at the Speedway: Clayton, Garrett, and Tyler.
It's just a really good sport. It's really it's competitive, but they're all friends. Like the smallest kids can get together on the track, but when they get off of the track, they're playing together.
In Charleston, I'm Zach Groves reporting for WEIU Sports Watch. When the call to the post cries, off to the races. While locals are snacking on funnel cakes and enjoying the Ferris wheel at the Coles County Fair, horse racers from all over the U.S. look to harness the grand prize. Harness racing has been an Illinois icon for more than 50 years. Harness racing superintendent Clark Farley says to succeed in this sport, endurance and strategy are a must.
Some horses are better to get to the front right in the beginning and try and stay there. Other horses are better to lay back, let them others kind of burn up their early energy, and then you try and get past in the end, when the others are tiring. So there is strategy to it.
Farley says early on, harness racing was an old-timer sport. However, in recent years, a youth jolt has struck the track. Sometimes harness racing can be passed on for generations with big returns. Tom Tetrick has raced for 40-plus years and has a son who aims for the finish line professionally.
He's won over 3,000 races. He's won 710 races already this year. That's 100 races a month.
In Charleston, I'm Zach Groves reporting for WEIU Sports Watch. Freer Hall is a spot where locals can get a splash. It is also a place where the Fighting Illini women's swim team trains for seasonal competition. However, for former team captain Caroline Moore, it was also where she experienced a pain in her shoulders that nearly ended her swimming career.
2 vertebrae in my neck, C6 and C7, are fused together. And to me at the time, didn't know what that meant until I came here and they actually explained to me that it was putting pressure on my nerves, and here my arms were going numb and I was having a hard time making it through practices and stuff like that.
Moore's coach Sue Nowitzki says while her future looked bleak, she refused to stop competing.
She's a very tough kid, and she won't admit that she's in pain. She likes to work through that and battle through as much as she can.
Moore says she worked less in her specialty, the freestyle swim, but was still able to keep up with her fellow Big Ten rivals.
Had no anticipation of what the future would entail or what the outcomes would be. I had no idea. It was almost a blessing in disguise.
Moore's perseverance would lead her to several top times and a Big Ten Outstanding Sportsmanship Award. In Urbana, I'm Zach Groves reporting for WEIU Sports Watch.